Good morning, everybody, guys and gals. And it may not be morning when you're watching this, but it's morning when I'm making it. And it's a lazy weekend day. Not a whole lot on the schedule to do. So for me, that's the perfect time to go out record store shopping and thrift store shopping. Today I'm going to be doing mostly record store shopping. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the first thing I like to do before I start off any record store shopping day is to hit up my favorite local coffee shop, Dirty Dog Coffee. This is a store that's been open about a year, and I frequent there way too much. It's run by a lady named Dawn, and right there you see her, and she is just awesome as she can be. She's really super friendly. The coffee is really super good, and she always fixes me up my favorite white chocolate mocha and sends me on my way. Now, there's a thrift store that's right across the street from the coffee shop that I had never been into. It's called Foothills Thrift Store, but I went inside and it's mostly was just your average thrift store fare. Lots of knickknacks and trinkets and these little things here, whatever you would call them, whatever that soccer guy is there, and little bells, like, I'm, not really into these things. Lots of shot glasses, but sadly I have enough shot glasses, and, furniture and things of that nature, clothes, things of that nature. And there's this caroling thing that my grandma had when I was a kid, and that kind of brought back some memories there. Lots of Christmas stuff. And so I asked the lady, where's your records at? And she says they're all in the back, and you can put as many in a bag as you want for 50 cents or whatever. So I went back there, and they had CDs. They had 8 tracks, and nothing really of anything that interest me or whatever. I'm always looking out for 8 tracks. Picked up a couple Kiss 8 tracks along the way in previous outings, and just a lot of loose albums, not really anything. I looked through it but couldn't really find anything that I wanted that was worth having for me. Now, before I headed off to Morganton and Lenoir, I decided to go to Play It Again. They have CDs, records, tapes, and this place is immense. It is huge. They have so much stuff, but it's actually very well organized. So I started off with the albums, and I found some Ozzy. Look, there's some Pantera, Iron Maiden right there, a few Iron Maidens. This was new in the sleeves, or new in the sealed. Some Queensryche there, Quiet Riot. Anything that I was really looking forward to picking up. I didn't have a whole lot of money to play with this weekend, so I was real particular about what I got and what I wanted. So I did find, after some Metallica there was some Metallica, and I found some Guns N' Roses. I went back and looked at that Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion and considered buying it, but I ended up not getting it and putting it back. Over in the CDs, I found this old blues CD, Taj Mahal, and I remember having this a few years back, and I really enjoyed this CD. The price was good, so I picked it up. So I decided to move along to other CDs, and what I was looking for was either CDs that I could feature in my 80s album reviews or album retrospectives that I'm going to have coming up, or looking for possibly some Guns N' Roses or some Kiss or Type O Negative. And so I just started off with Guns N' Roses, and I found Tracy Guns, Guns N' Roses Spaghetti Incident, Lies. Didn't really find anything there, so I moved on to the K's, found some King Diamonds they had there, and looking to get to the Kiss stuff to see if he has any. And there was Hotter Than Hell, Unmasked, some Kiss interview things, and a 20th year Kiss, some things like that, Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom, Unplugged. I think I ended up picking that Unplugged up because I was going to be reviewing Unplugged. Move on, and I found some Type O Negative, found Bloody Kisses, October Rust, Slow, Deep, and Hard. Those were in the jewel case, and then he had the Slow, Deep, and Hard and Origin of the Feces and the paper casings. I didn't pick these up today because he was wanting $10 for almost every one of them, so I just decided not to pick those up today and maybe come back some other time and see if he has them then and maybe pick them up then. I have a few of those on CD already. I'm really mostly interested in trying to find those on vinyl, which most likely I'll have to go online to get. So I didn't pick any of these up today, but I did like looking at them, and it was nice to see those in the store. So I moved on to cassettes. He had a wall of cassettes. I mean, it was floor to ceiling, the whole wall of cassettes. And it just went on and on and on and on. So I started looking. I was thinking, maybe find some Quiet Riot. And lo and behold, this is one that I'm going to review. I used to have it on vinyl, but I don't anymore. And I found Dokken under Lock and Key there. And then on my way out, I found on the wall there some Kiss collectibles, but I didn't pick them up. So after that, I decided to go to Morganton, and Morganton has two really good record stores downtown. The first one being Main Street Jams. These are both on the main strip there in Morganton. These stores aren't that big, but they've got a lot of stuff in them. This guy has quite a bit of things in there. Right at the front door, he has what he calls his choice vinyl. So I go looking, and he usually has some Kiss, and yep, there's a Destroyer. Pulled that aside to take a closer look at it. It's kind of a premium price for it, so we'll see what kind of condition it's in. And I also noticed he had a double platinum right behind it, and I already have both of these albums. I think either first press or really close to first press. So I figured I'd take a look at them, set them aside, and take a look at them and see what they look like. So I got the Destroyer out and looked at it, and it was in pretty good shape. The cover was in not the greatest shape. The vinyl wasn't in the greatest shape, but it was an original. So moved on to the double platinum and opened it up, and it had the certificate inside of it, which is always a bonus. So that was really cool. The certificate was in there. The albums were in okay shape. The case was in okay shape, but I already have this, so I just decided to pass on it because, like I said, I already have it, and this is not really something I want to have doubles on right now. So moving on into the store, I noticed he's got a lot of shirts, some Misfits shirts. He's got a lot of shirts along the walls. So I decided let's move on to maybe look at some other albums and see what he might have. And I spotted a Queen there, News of the World, which I used to have that on vinyl. And I almost bought it, but decided not to. Like I said, limited. He had some Beatles there. Along the wall there, I spotted the Kiss Behind the Mask novel or book, which I didn't have, the unofficial biography. I didn't have that, so I picked that up, took that to the counter, and it looks like it's going to be really interesting. I haven't got into reading it yet, but it looks like it's going to be a really interesting read, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. So then moved on to the magazines. He had some Circus magazines there and some Rolling Stones. He said somebody came in one day and just dumped them all on him, and he took them all. So he had some really cool Circus. I remember getting Circus when I was a kid. I never really got Rolling Stone, but I did really enjoy Circus. I think I got it every month, and at some time did have a subscription. But I did look through, and he had some Metallica guitar tabs up there, but it's not really anything I'm interested in. So going along the wall there, just looking and seeing what he's got, seeing if he's got some Sex Pistols up there. He has some shirts, and then at the back he's got CDs and cassettes. First thing I figured I'd check out the cassettes, and he had LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded, which I had that on CD. I've never had it any other form. And he also had Hollywood Vampires, which is a great CD from them as well, a little different. And up here he had Rat. He had Dancing Undercover, which is an amazing album. And he also had some stickers. Looky there, there's Gene Simmons. Looking around at the CDs, I see some Kiss there. That iconic You Wanted the Best cover, which I believe I picked that up. But yes, some Guns N' Roses here. I always look for Guns N' Roses. He had a couple, Appetite for Destructions, Chinese Democracy, and there is an Extreme 2, which I'm going to be covering sooner or later. Didn't pick it up. There's Paul Stanley solo, Gene solo, Ace's solo. There was a Dress to Kill up there. There's the recent re-release of the Guns N' Roses. Thought about it, but like I said, limited money this time, so I left it on the shelf. There was Alice in Chains there, Kiss, You wanted the best, you got the best, which I will be reviewing very shortly. Also behind it, so I picked that one up. Lick It Up there, have that on album, and Lick It Up CD. The first Kiss CD and Unplugged, which I saw in the other store. Hotter Than Hell there, and I believe that's Double Platinum and Revenge and Alive 3, which I just both recently reviewed, both of those, and Asylum, which I reviewed as well. I reviewed all these up to this point, except for I have not reviewed You Wanted the Best and past that. So then I went to the front, looking at his metal albums he has up there, and he had Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and he had the 180-gram re-release of Shout at the Devil, which I grabbed it because I'm going to be reviewing that album soon. And also he had Too Fast for Love, which I grabbed it, and he had a Back for the Attack there, but I didn't get it from Dokken. I didn't grab it, and I didn't really get anything else past that. So once I was done there, I literally just walked down the same block to Green Edge and Jam, and once inside, started looking at the albums, the vinyl. I just took a look along the wall to see what they have up there. They've got movies in here, they've got CDs in here, they've got cassettes in here, no 8-tracks. He's got a lot of Kiss things, which I'll be showing in just a few minutes. Just what kind of cruising over the CDs to see if I saw anything. Didn't see anything. He's got shirts there, and on the other side of those shirts, in the center aisle, he has this area where he just sells a bunch of Kiss stuff. He's got shirts on the other side there. So we moved on. He had a Kiss car there and a lamp, a Kiss lamp. And he had these he had these figurines. He had Gene Simmons. He had all 4 of them actually. And I show him here. He had Gene here. And that was the only one he had of that one. I'm sorry. And then he had this one here. It was all 4 of them. He had Ace. And I try to get the best view of him I can here. This store is not the biggest store. It's not small, but it's kind of cramped in this certain area. So he had Ace there with his hair all down in his face. And look right here. We got Kissopoly. And I almost bought it. I don't have it. I probably will end up picking that up sooner or later. He also had Gene, the Gene figure there, the Demon. And he had Paul there as well. And behind that, I believe, is Peter. Yep. I'd turn Peter around there. But Peter's action figure is our statuine or statue or whatever you want to call it. And he even had a couple Kiss makeups, Kiss makeup kits that came back during the reunion. I don't even know if those things if they're still re-releasing them, or they're probably not because they'd have the other guys. So I went over to the albums, and right off I found a Kiss original 2014 album, a debut, and found Paul. And I've been looking for originals of the solo albums. So Paul, I thought about coming back and looking at. He had a live, which I've already got that version. I did look a little deeper into it, and look, Girl School, Play Dirty, and hadn't seen that in a while. And some Queensryche, that's some early Queensryche that I've not really ever listened to. And then Neil Diamond, Rod Stewart, Black and Blue. That's a Gene Simmons produced band. So I went on back through there a little bit, and then I just decided I didn't see any more Kiss. I didn't think I was going to see any more Kiss, and then I think I just happened to happen. There was some Monkees, starting to get into the L's and the M's, and lo and behold, I think I find a Kiss Alive 2, if I'm not mistaken. And there it is. It's Kiss Alive 2. The Kiss Alive 2 wasn't in the greatest shape. The album was actually, the cover was coming apart. I was just looking to see if it was the misprint would take me as the second track, because if it would have been, I would have bought it. So I took the Paul out, and lo and behold, it had the poster inside of it. And so that was awesome, in really good shape. It had the album inside of it, which was in really good shape. And I mention that because sometimes they don't have the freaking albums in them. And it had the merch form. And so I grabbed this thing. It had a little bend in the corner there, as you can see on the album, where it had gotten bent or dropped or something. It was cut corner also, but I grabbed it. Holy crap, it's a Gene Simmons mask. You can be Gene Simmons. And then there was this Kiss fountain. This guy's got a lot of Kiss stuff. He really does. And so I go back and then look, there's some cards. There's some Kiss cards and Ace statuesque, a bust, and a Peter bust. And those were really cool. And let's see. And then there's Gene. So he's got Gene and Paul as well. So he's got the complete kit. And this guy knows me as the Kiss guy. When I come in there, he's like, "Hey, Kiss guy." So and then walk on back to the back. He had shot glasses, the 2 set there, and then he had the 4 set of the solo albums, which was really cool. And like I said, it breaks my heart I didn't have the money to buy this stuff because I think I had a very small budget this particular go around buying stuff. And I hated not being able to. I just want to pick up everything Kiss whenever I'm out like this. I just wanted all of them. And there's a Peter Criss coffee mug and an Ace coffee mug and a Paul coffee mug. The only one he didn't have was Gene. And holy crap, I would have liked to had all 3 of those. Be styling and profiling, drinking my coffee. But I don't have the money. And then Kiss lava lamp. No, holy crap, look at that Kiss lava lamp. That's awesome. And that would have been really cool in my room, going in the background of my videos. But oh well, maybe some other time. And so then off to the right, he had the Kiss logo on the top. And off to the right, he had some more Kiss stuff. He had a poster with Tommy and Eric in it. Had a Kiss Army thing there. And coming on back, he had another Kiss water fountain in the back there. So yeah, so he has a lot of Kiss stuff. Oh, he also sells electronics and turntables and amplifiers and CDs here as well. So let's look at the CDs. Took a look there. Greatest Kiss. Not really interested in that one. It looked like there might have been a burn. I don't know. I didn't open it up. Sonic Boom, which I already have. It was sealed. It looked like. I have that already. But yeah, it was sealed and just decided to pass on it. Not something I'm really interested in. So after I left there, I started towards Lenoir and went to this store called J&B Vinyl. Used to be called Record Depot, and it's not a very big store, but they usually always have stuff in there for me to get. And I went in there, and there was a double platinum, there was Love Gun, there was Fraley's Comet, there was a Paul that wasn't in the sleeve, and then my phone died, and I didn't even realize it. I was just walking around filming like an idiot. So but yeah, so I ended up not getting anything from J&B that day, but I will eventually go back and shop there again so you get a better view of their store. So after I left J&B, drove right up the road just a little bit. This is still in the north to Dead Wax Records, and I've had a lot of success with Dead Wax, picking up stuff from him. And today was one of those days as well. So once I got inside, he has large amounts of vinyl. So I go straight to his vinyl where I usually know stuff is. He has his store laid out in a very organized way. So we got some Judas here, got some Kick Axe. So we're heading towards possibly where some Kiss will be. And there's Kiss Animalize, which I already have, which I got from this store, I believe. At some point in time in the past. So we have Kiss Animalize there, and behind it we have the Elder, which I already have both of those, so I didn't pick up. And then he had some other stuff like Crocus and things like that. So I wasn't really looking to buy anything other than Kiss stuff or stuff that I knew I was going to be doing. So here's the inside of his store. So he has a lot of stuff in his store. He has vinyl, he has CDs, he has memorabilia, he has posters. He has magazines, 45s. He has a lot of stuff in his store. Very well organized too. And it's a decent sized store. Not too big, not too little. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll walk to the back of the store and I'll start back there. So at the back of the store he's got 45s. A lot of the 45s as you see are in sleeves. And then he's got some 45s that's not in sleeves. And then you get to the back, he's got VHS tapes. And there is one part of The Second Coming, which I've seen that in there before. He doesn't have the other part. So I might buy that one day, but I don't know. He also he had Crazy Nights, a couple videos on VHS. I did pick that up, and I bought that day. And I figured, well, let's look and see what other stuff he may have. So looking through the Hit Parader, looking through the magazine, and there's a rip with Gene and Paul on it from when they put their makeup back on. He's got more rip. There's one with Don Dokken on it. There was one with Chris Wilde on it. He had a bunch of Rolling Stones. He had there's one with Def Leppard on it. He's got just a ton of memorabilia type things, magazine type things. I was looking for some of the iconic Rolling Stones that I remember having as a kid. Kiss, I don't think, never made it to the cover of the Rolling Stone back when we were kids. And song hits with Vinnie Vincent on the cover. So couldn't pass that up. Vinnie Vincent, Eric Carr, had to grab that. And just kind of look through here. There's more Hit Parader type stuff. Another Cheap Trick. And Robert Plant. Jay Giles, and just going back through there, he's just got so much stuff. And I started running kind of short on time, so I wasn't just able to really look through it all really well. Started running short on time that day. So I decided to move on to the back of the store where there's Vampirilla. And this guy's in a punk band, and they kind of play and practice and rehearse in his store. And so they've got their setup back there. So move along to the DVDs, and I come back to those because I saw this Typo Negative shirt, and this is one that I actually own. So I figured I'd look and see what else he had. So he had some Tool, some Led Zeppelin, and Nirvana. He's got a lot of shirts, just all kinds of shirts. Black Flag, another Nirvana, Descendants. Just this, and this is just part of the rack. I didn't even film going all the way through the rack because he's just got, stuff. Dawn of the Dead. He's just got stuff all the way around. And like I said, I can Danzig. I go in his store and I could spend hour, 2 hours easily in his store. Cannibal Corpse, Mastodon. I mean, Iron Maiden. I mean, just all these, just, Ghost, Motley Crue, which I had to stop and look at the Motley Crue there for a second and contemplated it, but I figured he didn't have it in big boy size, so, just kept on going. I usually have to get my shirts offline because big boy. And there's Love Gun, which just the girls, so that was kind of interesting. So then I looked up, and holy crap, above it, where the shirts are, there is this kind of like Kissology Kiss box set. So figured, well, let me grab this thing and let's take it over to the counter here and let's open this thing up and see what's inside, because it was $40 and I wanted to see, well, that's below a large amount of what I was going to spend that day. So let me open it up, and there was a book in here. And the book looked like it kind of chronologized the whatever word it is, the band. And so it had some really cool pictures, and I really liked the book. And it had merchandise thing, and then there was like 6 CDs in this thing. And I was like, well, you know what? And I took a quick, off camera, another quick look at it, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting it. So here's his store from the back. So you see it's a good sized store. So I was going to decide, I think I was going to go look at the cassettes, just kind of following me along here. So I went to the cassettes and I was like, well, let's see what Kiss they have. Because you know me, I'm predictable. So there's Kiss, and Kiss guys got to look at the Kiss cassettes. So there was Hot in the Shade, and I put it back. And let's see what else Kiss he had. He had the Ace Frehley solo album with the white border at the bottom, and he had Lick It Up on cassette, which is really cool. And I think I opened it up. Yeah, it's that white cassette, which kind of really takes me back. Those white cassettes. That was before the clear cassettes. Then I moved on to CDs. So let's look at the Kiss CDs. Of course, Kiss Man. There's The Elder. There is Greatest Kiss, I think. There is the debut album, Destroyer, Dress to Kill, Rock and Roll Over, and thought about getting that one. And plus, if you see, it was a BMG release, and I didn't catch that. I probably would have bought it. And Hotter Than Hell, Love Gun, or Sealed debut, another Destroyer, a Live 3, an Unplugged. That's an Unplugged at every single store that I went to. So yeah, and I picked it up from one of them. I can't remember which one it was I picked it up from. I saw it everything. So albums all along the screen, albums all along the walls and everything. So if you go over here near the register, he actually has Record Store Day stuff, and he has new and sealed. These are brand new albums that he has, and a lot of times I'll find he'll have like 2014 Kiss releases, but he didn't have any today, and so I got to. Oh, wait a minute, he did have one today. He had Love Gun. I forgot. He did have Love Gun, which I have. So I passed on it because I already have it. But yeah, I was just making sure that it was, the one that I've got, and it is. So then I moved on to sealed originals, and I found a Rat Reach for the Sky, and he's had this thing for a while, and it's not my favorite Rat album, but holy, it's sealed. It's a sealed original, so who knows? Maybe I'll buy it someday. And so I really didn't find anything else there. He had a Guns N' Roses on the wall, and I've just looked in some other stuff. He's got like Beatles, because I'm not just a Kiss guy. I also look at Beatles. I also look at Jackson Browne. I look at other things, but most of the time, especially on a day like today, when the money is tight, I'm looking for Kiss or something that really just has to, because it's Kiss first, Kiss and Type O Negative first, which Type O Negative, sometimes you don't find it. There's a Boston. I thought that was really cool. And so just going through here. Going on through here, I did find some Jackson Browne. I found Lawyers in Love, which I'm not really interested in. I found Holdout, which I'm not really interested in. Lives in the Balance, which I'm not really interested in. For Every Man, I already have. So that was all as far as albums go. So I moved on to the posters. And he had a Dress to Kill poster, which I'm always looking for Kiss posters, so I grabbed that one, and it shows there on the end that it's a Dress to Kill, so I grabbed that. Thank you very much. And I was looking to see if he had any other Kiss stuff, and I came across that he does, and that is Love Gun, which is already hanging on my wall. You see it in my videos. And I was looking just to see if he had anything else. He said he had quite a few Kiss. And I did find another one, and it is Destroyer, which I already have, also hanging on my wall, and you see in my videos. So he didn't have anything else. So I decided it was time to move on. But whoa, looky back there. There's Crazy Nights behind the counter. So then I moved on to the little memorabilia table. There's a couple Kiss patches there that, I'm not really into patches. And there's some buttons. There's solo album buttons, and not really into that. So I decided to move on. Well, let's look at DVDs, and let's see what we have as far as DVDs goes. So I walked back, and I was just kind of looking through, and there's a LA Guns, and oh my God, I wanted that so bad. I wanted it so bad, but it was $20, and it was I just didn't have the money at the time, and I was, but I decided to keep looking to see what else he might have had. There's some Priest he had there. And then I saw Kiss logo, and I was like, oh, Symphony. And it was $8. And so I was like, holy crap. Me and Steven have yet to review Symphony. So I decided to get it. And I looked through to see if he had anything else, and he didn't. So yeah, I picked up quite a few items today, and some really cool items. And I just want to take a few minutes here to show you each one that I got. I picked up some off camera, and picked up the bulk of them on camera. So talk about them really quick here, what I got and why I got it. So first off here is the Taj Mahal CD. I picked this up on camera, and I really like Taj Mahal. He's kind of like a Louisiana blues guy. He's kind of reminds me of Kev Moe, Louisiana blues kind of also. This CD is called Senior Blues. It's a really good CD. I used to own this, and I'd lost it, so I purchased it again, and I'm looking forward to reconnecting with this CD. The next thing I picked up is, picked this up off camera. I picked up LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded, and I'm going to be doing an 80s retrospect on this. I believe this came out in the 80s. Yep, 89. Whoa, barely made it in. So I'm going to be doing an 80 retrospective on this one, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. Great album. Got a lot of memories associated with this album, a lot of friendships associated with this album, and so I'm really looking forward to that retrospective on Cocked and Loaded. The next CD I picked up off camera was Warrant, Dirty Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich, Dirty Fartin'. But Dirty Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. Got a lot of memories associated to this album too. Going to be doing the 80s retrospective on this album, and I'm just really looking forward to it. So picked that up for the 80s retrospective. Another one I picked up off camera, Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In. This came out when I was a senior in high school. I got a lot of memories that kind of coincide with listening to this album, and a lot of things that was going on in my life during this album. So I'm really looking forward to doing the retrospective on this album as well. Picked this one up off camera as well. The next few I picked up on camera, I got Kiss Unplugged from one of the stores. It was at like 3 of them, so I got it from one of the stores. I've already done a video on this, a review of this album, so I'm going to put a link of it at the end of the video you can click on, and you can see this my review for this album. You haven't seen it yet, so it's really awesome to get that and pick that up. Another Kiss album I picked up is You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. And this is the next Kiss album, Kiss release that I'll be reviewing. And that will be coming up shortly. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing this and giving my take on the songs and what they did to some of the songs. And talking about what was going on with Kiss, with the reunion and everything during this time. So, yeah, looking forward to doing that video. The last CD I picked up, and I picked it up off camera. I seen it at some point in time. I had it on camera, but I didn't pick it up. It's Kiss My Ass. This is a covers album where people have covered Kiss songs. People like Garth Brooks and stuff like that. Lenny Kravitz, Anthrax, Jim Blossoms. So I'm going to review this album. It'll probably be sometime when I'm doing the Kiss solo albums, like all of Ace's solo albums post-Kiss, all of Peter's post-Kiss, and Gene's solo album. I think it's Asshole, and Paul Stanley's Live to Win. So I'm going to be reviewing those, and I'll probably review that sometime in 2019. And then I picked up some cassettes, and I picked both of these up on camera. Quiet Riot. I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is going to be a 80s retrospect. A lot of good memories tied to this album, and I'm looking forward to retrospecting on that. The other one is Dawkins, Under Lock and Key, and just really looking forward to retrospecting this album as well. There's a lot. I'm talking about a lot of stuff I grabbed for my retrospect series that's coming up. So you're seeing them here first. Moving on to the vinyl, and I picked this up again for a retrospect album, or a retrospect video. Motley Crue's Too Fast for Love. And this is actually going to be the next retrospective video that I'm going to be making. This album came out when I was about 11 years old, and 11 or 12, I can't remember. But wow, being a Kiss fan, Motley Crue, if you remember Crue when they first came out, they were very much Kiss-like. Theatrics with the pentagram, and when they came out with Shout at the Devil, they took it a step further. You know, Mick Mars used to bleed blood, and Nikki Sixx would light his legs on fire, and they were very much into theatrics. They borrowed heavily from Kiss. This album blew me away, so I'm really looking forward to doing a retrospective on this album. As well as this album, Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. Really looking forward to doing this, and this is sealed. This is the 180-gram re-release. Don't have an original of this. I've seen an original in a few record stores, but they've just been in really trashy shape. But I'm going to actually open this one. It's sealed. I'm going to open it during my retrospect and see the gatefold inside of here that I just can't wait to see again in person, because it's amazing. It's just one of the most awesome gatefolds. Even though this isn't a double album, they got a gatefold, which was really weird. So it's cool. Elektra really pushed Motley Crue. The packaging on that is just really great. And the last album I picked this up on camera. It's Paul Stanley's 1978 solo album. And this is actually in really good shape. You see in the video, this is a 1978 original. It's got a little wrinkle right here, but everything inside looks good. I haven't played the vinyl yet, but I'm going to do that probably sometime this week to listen to it. But yeah, so this is my first of the 1978 solo albums. I used to own all these and they got stolen. I've talked about that in other videos. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing. I'm actually already reviewed. Take two, I've actually already reviewed this album as well as all the solo albums. So yeah, I was just real excited to pick this up, and I'm going to be looking for the other 3 solo albums, the original 1978 presses as well. So move on, I picked up some magazines. I got this Rip that's got Kiss. It's got Gene and Paul on it with makeup. They put the makeup back on for that video. And I have song hits, and I picked this up basically because it's got Eric and Vinny on it. And so, you know, I mean, it's Eric and Vinny, so you had to pick it up. Let's see, what else here did I get? I picked up the Kiss VHS, Crazy Nights VHS tape. And I don't own a VCR anymore, so I'm going to have to find a VCR to play this. And I've been looking for a VCR because I want to build like a little retro area in my room. So I'd like to have a VCR, and I'd like to have one of those cabinet floor model record player 8-track cassettes and just do a video on it where I modernize it up, put an amp in it, put some real nice speakers in it, just retrofit it and just make it kick ass. You know, good idea for a video. That may be coming up. So I've got to find one first. But yeah, so Crazy Nights VHS. Then moving on to DVD, I picked this up on camera too, picked up Kiss Symphony. And me and Steven are going to be reviewing the Symphony album. And he's probably going to want to watch this at some point in time. I'll probably let him borrow it. It's Kiss with Tommy Thayer. You got Gene and Peter and Paul there. They had to have 3 of the original members of the band to do this. And so it's got real nice packaging on the inside. It's got a booklet here, and it's got a couple DVDs there, and just a couple discs there. So I'm just really looking forward to that, watching that and seeing that as well. And then I picked this up. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I've not done my research on it yet, but I saw it and I was like, well, crap, I'm picking it up. And it's basically got a book in here, and I thumbed through the book a little bit in the video. It's got some real cool pictures in it, and it's got these discs inside of it. There's 6 discs in there. And so I'm really looking forward to getting into this. It looks like it says disc 1 is 66 to 75. So it looks like, if I look over it, it says the Definitive Kiss Collection. And it looks like they've got a lot of demos on here. So you know what I'm saying is going to be coming from this, don't you? Yes, there will be a video. So let's see what else we got here. Let me get this together. And the last thing I picked up is a book, and I picked this up on camera. This is Ken Sharp and David Leaf, Behind the Mask, Kiss Behind the Mask, the official unauthorized biography. And I just like reading about Kiss. I like absorbing Kiss information. You know, I've read Gene's book. I've actually listened to Gene's book. I've got Gene's book on audio tape. I've got Paul's book on audio tape. I've yet to have Peter's or Ace's. I'm working on getting those books and reading those. I've read Nothing to Lose back there. I've got Behind the Mask. Hadn't started it yet, but I just like that first page you open up and it's got that in there. And then you open it on up and it says, if you're not a Kiss fan, put this book down now. And then it goes on to say, good. Are they all gone? We are just checking to make sure that we've gotten rid of the non-believers. This book is not for them. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I also want to get Shouted Out Loud, which is the book about the making of Destroyer. And I also want to get some books from Jillian Gill. He's got a book, The Making of the Solo Albums. He's got a book of of The Making of the Elder. So I would like to get those two and give my thoughts on those two retrospectives on those albums, on those as well. And I'll give a retrospective video, a review video on this book once I get it read. But it's probably going to be a while because I read slow. I'm not a slow reader. I think I read too fast. And I go back and I read paragraphs or entire pages over like 2 or 3 times. So it takes me forever to read a book. But anyway, that's what I picked up. And if you enjoyed this video and you liked going along with me and seeing me in the stores, looking at stuff and seeing stores and things like that, there's several other stores in the area I can go to. Plus, if I travel, I usually always find a record store somewhere to go to. So, you know, I usually do pickup videos, which it usually just shows me after I've already gotten them, like I just kind of did right now. But if you like the first part of this video where I go and pick things up and you want to be involved in that experience, just leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you like it and I get enough views on it on this video. I'll continue to make them. If not, I guess I'll just go back to doing the pickup videos. But this is an opportunity where you, the viewer, get the opportunity to leave a comment on what you would like to see on this channel. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate every one of you who watch on a regular basis. My old subscribers, my new viewers, I appreciate you all. I'm Brent with In My Head channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.